Success doesn't come from wishful thinking, it comes from action. The biggest gap in life is between knowing what to do and actually doing it. So many people have dreams, aspirations, and incredible ideas, but they remain stuck in the same place because they never take that first step. They wait for the perfect moment, the right circumstances, or the ideal amount of knowledge before they begin. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion, and waiting for it is the quickest way to ensure you never move forward. Think about the most successful people in the world, entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, and leaders. They all share one thing in common. They take massive action. They don't wait for motivation to strike or for every detail to align perfectly. They move, they start, they take the leap, even when they're uncertain. And that is the first and most crucial step towards success. Taking action doesn't mean you won't make mistakes. In fact, mistakes are guaranteed. But mistakes are where growth happens. Every wrong move teaches you something new, something you would have never learned if you stayed on the sidelines. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a stepping stone to it. The only real failure is inaction, because when you do nothing, nothing changes. Many people get stuck in a cycle of overthinking. They analyze every possible outcome, worry about what might go wrong, and in doing so, they paralyze themselves. This is called analysis paralysis, thinking so much that you never actually do anything. The way to break this cycle is by shifting your focus from perfection to progress. Progress, no matter how small, is what leads to transformation. A single step forward is more valuable than 1,000 well-thought-out plans that never get executed. One of the best ways to push yourself into action is to create momentum. Momentum is the force that keeps you moving, and the only way to create it is by starting. The first action is always the hardest because it requires the most effort. But once you begin, you start gaining speed. Think of it like pushing a heavy boulder. At first it barely moves, but with consistent effort it starts rolling, and soon it takes on a life of its own. Success works the same way. The more action you take, the easier it becomes. Taking action doesn't mean waiting for motivation. Many people believe they need to feel inspired before they start working towards their goals. But motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like a wave. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll never achieve consistency. The real secret is discipline. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It's about committing to the process day after day until it becomes a habit. The most successful people don't wait to feel ready, they act, and in doing so, they create their own motivation. Another critical part of taking action is embracing discomfort. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. If you only do what feels safe, you'll never reach your full potential. Every great success story involves moments of doubt, struggle, and fear. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people push through the discomfort. They understand that fear is just an indicator that they're stepping into something bigger. Instead of avoiding it, they lean into it. They know that the breakthrough they're looking for is just on the other side of their fears. Think of any major achievement in history, whether it was an invention, a business empire, or groundbreaking discovery. It all started with someone taking action before they had all the answers. If they had waited for the perfect time, nothing great would have ever been accomplished. Steve Jobs didn't wait until he had a perfect plan before he started Apple. Elon Musk didn't wait for certainty before launching Tesla or space. These people had visions and they acted despite the unknowns. The world rewards those who take action. Opportunities don't come to those who sit back and hope. They come to those who step forward and make things happen. You don't need all the answers to get started. You just need to start. The rest you will figure out along the way. Too many people stand at the edge of their dreams, hesitating, questioning, and doubting. But life doesn't wait. The longer you stand still, the more opportunities you let slip away. So what's stopping you? Fear, doubt, uncertainty? None of those are real obstacles. They are just illusions created by the mind. The only way to overcome them is by taking action. Once you do, you'll realize that the things you feared weren't as big as they seemed. You'll start to see progress, and with progress comes confidence. Confidence isn't something something you're born with. It's something you build through action. Right now, in this very moment, you have a choice. You can continue thinking, planning, and waiting, or you can take a step forward. It doesn't have to be a giant leap. It just has to be something. Send that email, make that call, sign up for that class, take that first step. Because once you do, you break the cycle of inaction. And when you break that cycle, you open the door to success. Success isn't reserved for the lucky or the talented. It's for those who take action, who move forward despite uncertainty, and who refuse to let fear control their future. The question is, will you be one of them? Passion is the fuel that drives success. It's the force that pushes people to go beyond limits, to keep going when things get tough, and to wake up every day with a sense of purpose. Without passion, work feels like a burden, goals seem distant, and challenges appear insurmountable. But when passion is present, everything changes. Passion transforms effort into joy, obstacles into opportunities, and setbacks into learning experiences. It is the difference between simply existing and truly living. Every great achievement in history has been fueled by passion. Look at the innovators, the leaders, the game changers. None of them settled for an ordinary life. They were driven by something deeper, something that made them push past obstacles that would have stopped others. They didn't just work for money, fame, or recognition. They worked because they believed in what they were doing. They had a fire inside them that nothing could extinguish. That fire is what separates those who succeed from those who merely survive. Finding passion isn't about waiting for inspiration to strike. It's about discovering what excites you, what challenges you, what makes you come alive. Some people spend years looking for their passion as if it's something hidden, but the truth is, passion is created. It grows from curiosity, from trying new things, from immersing yourself in something and allowing yourself to become obsessed with it. The more you engage with something, the more passion you develop. Passion isn't always instant. Sometimes it's built over time. But passion alone isn't enough. It must be backed by action. Too many people talk about what they love, what they dream about, what they wish they could do, but they never take the steps to turn that passion into reality. They wait for the right moment, the perfect opportunity, but passion doesn't thrive in stillness. It grows in movement, in doing, in taking risks. The most passionate people in the world are not the ones who just think about their dreams. They are the ones who pursue them relentlessly. There will be days when passion feels distant, when motivation fades, and when the excitement wears off. This is where commitment comes in. Passion isn't just about feeling excited all the time. It's about staying committed even when things get difficult. Every journey has challenges, and passion doesn't eliminate obstacles. It gives you the strength to overcome them. It reminds you why you started, why it matters, and why giving up is not an option. The people who achieve the highest levels of success aren't necessarily the most talented or the most privileged. They are the ones who refuse to quit. They keep pushing forward because they love what they do. Passion makes effort feel effortless, but only when it is paired with persistence. The combination of passion and action creates unstoppable momentum. Passion is also contagious. When you are truly passionate about something, you inspire others. People are drawn to those who are excited about what they do. Whether you're building a business, leading a team, or pursuing a personal goal, your passion will attract the right people and the right opportunity. The energy you bring to what you do determines the energy you receive in return. No matter what path you choose in life, make sure it is one that excites you. Don't settle for mediocrity when you have the ability to create something extraordinary. The world doesn't need more people who simply go through the motions. It needs people who are alive with passion, people who are willing to chase their dreams with everything they have. Because when you live with passion, success is not just possible, it's inevitable. Persistence is what separates those who succeed from those who give up when things get tough. It's easy to be excited at the beginning of a journey when everything feels new and full of possibilities. But when challenges arise, when progress slows, when the excitement fades, that's when persistence becomes the deciding factor. Every great success story is filled with moments of struggle, moments when quitting seemed like the easiest option. But those who achieve greatness are the ones who push forward, who refuse to let obstacles define their future, and who understand that setbacks are not the end of the road. They are simply part of the process. Many people start with enthusiasm but stop when they face their first major difficulty. They see failure as a sign to quit instead of as a lesson to learn from. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is a step toward it. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than most people have even tried. They don't let failure discourage them. They use it as fuel. They analyze what went wrong, adjust their approach, and keep moving forward. That's the power of persistence. It turns failure into feedback and feedback into growth. There will always be moments of doubt, moments when progress feels slow, when results don't come as quickly as expected. This is where most people stop. They convince themselves that maybe it wasn't meant to be, that maybe they're not good enough, that maybe they should lower their expectations. But success is not about talent alone, it's about endurance. The people who succeed are not always the smartest, the most gifted, or the most experienced. They are the ones who keep showing up, who keep improving, and who refuse to let temporary difficulties turn into permanent defeat. Obstacles are inevitable, but they are also opportunities in disguise. Every challenge holds a lesson, every delay builds resilience, and every setback is a chance to grow stronger. Those who persist develop a level of mental toughness that allows them to face any challenge with confidence. They don't run from difficulties, they embrace them as part of the journey. They understand that nothing worth having comes easily and that the struggle is what makes success meaningful. Persistence is also about consistency. It's not just about working hard for a few days or weeks. It's about committing to the long game. It's about showing up every day, even when motivation is low, even when progress seems invisible. The greatest achievements are not built overnight. They are the result of small, consistent efforts over time. The people who keep pushing forward, even when they don't see immediate results, are the ones who eventually break through. The world is filled with stories of people who persisted despite overwhelming odds. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before he invented the light bulb. Walt Disney was rejected hundreds of times before he built his empire. J.K. Rowling was turned down by multiple publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. These stories are not unique. They are proof that persistence is the common thread among those who succeed. They didn't stop because of failure. They kept going until they reached their vision. Success is not about never falling. It's about always getting back up. It's about believing in yourself even when others doubt you. It's about knowing that every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't luck, intelligence, or talent. It's the willingness to keep going when others stop. That is the power of persistence, and that is what leads to true success. Success is not a destination. It is a continuous journey of growth and improvement. The moment a person stops learning, stops evolving, and stops seeking new challenges is the moment they begin to stagnate. Growth is what keeps momentum alive, what fuels passion, and what turns persistence into long-term success. The world is constantly changing, and those who refuse to adapt, who cling to what they already know, eventually fall behind. The most successful people in any field understand that learning never stops. They seek knowledge, embrace challenges, and constantly push themselves to become better than they were yesterday. Growth does not happen by accident. It requires effort, intention, and the willingness to step outside of comfort zones. Too many people settle for what they already know because it feels safe. They avoid discomfort, resist change, and stick to routines that no longer serve them. But growth lives in discomfort. It happens in moments of struggle, in experiences that challenge old beliefs, and in situations that force people to stretch beyond what they thought was possible. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of continuous learning and adaptation. Some of the most successful individuals in history were not the smartest or the most talented when they started. What set them apart was their commitment to growth. They understood that knowledge is a tool, and the more they sharpened it, the more powerful they became. They read books, learned from mentors, studied their craft, and surrounded themselves with people who pushed them to be better. They were not afraid to ask questions, to fail, or to start over when necessary. They viewed every challenge as an opportunity to improve rather than a reason to stop. One of the most powerful ways to accelerate growth is to seek feedback. Many people avoid criticism because it feels uncomfortable, but feedback is one of the most valuable tools for success. It provides insight, highlights blind spots, and offers a new perspective on what needs to improve. The best performers in the world, whether in business, sports, or the arts, actively seek constructive criticism because they know it will make them better. They don't take it personally, they use it as a guide for their next steps. Surrounding yourself with the right people also plays a crucial role in growth. The environment you choose shapes your mindset, your beliefs, and your actions. If you surround yourself with people who settle for less, who complain instead of take action, and who resist growth, it becomes easy to adopt the same mentality. But when you spend time with people who challenge themselves, who strive for excellence, and who refuse to accept mediocrity, that energy becomes contagious. The right circle of influence can inspire breakthroughs and push you to levels you never imagined possible. Growth is not just about skills or knowledge. It is also about mindset. A fixed mindset sees challenges as threats, failures as signs of inadequacy, and obstacles as reasons to quit. But a growth mindset understands that challenges are opportunities, failures are lessons, and obstacles are simply part of the journey. Shifting to a growth mindset transforms how you approach life, work, and success. It makes every experience valuable, every setback meaningful, and every effort worthwhile. No matter how much you achieve, there is always more to learn, more ways to grow, and